Guys, welcome to the show.
Guys, welcome back to another fantastic week.
Wow, guys. Get hyped for another super exciting Sons episode. What? Almost alliterated there.
Guys, the key is that today that this comes out, this Tuesday,
What?
marks the 150th anniversary of the Gettysburg Address.
Is that true?
Yeah, so we're going to make this extra rhetoric-y.
Wait, you're saying that the Gettysburg Address was a bunch of rhetoric?
It was rhetoric.
Can you define rhetoric for me?
It's like spoken word.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
As you learn something new every day.
What do you think it was?
I always heard rhetoric in a negative sense. You always hear people like, that's just a bunch of rhetoric, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's just a noun.
I'm not a definition guy like you are.
Yeah, dude.
You're always shoving them Websters down my throat. You know?
November 19th, 1863.
Lincoln, your favorite president?
Probably.
Really?
Why not? Lincoln was pretty cool.
They're all great. None of them are bad. That's what I've learned.
Not a single one.
Guys, welcome to another exciting video game show where we talk about video games.
If
and
you can believe it.
Boy, are we gonna this week, because we actually played video games this week, and we have some opinions about them.
Yeah, guys. So for those of you who do not know, there was the Bioshock DLC. It was finally released.
Burial at Sea, it's
the
called.
story mode, not the Clash in the Clouds, which was disappointing at best.
I forgot I had it when I saw it.
Nice. Yeah, Burial at Sea.
Burial
at Sea. First episode was released last week, and Tom C. and I actually both played it.
Shockingly.
And we're going to talk about it straight up. There's probably going to be spoilers
Here's
here.
the deal. First things first, there will be spoilers of Bioshock Infinite here.
Yeah.
The game, the real one, and there will probably be spoilers of the DLC. Although, if you know the spoilers of the DLC, there aren't really any spoilers in the.
No.
If you know the spoilers of the full game, there aren't really any in the DLC. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. It's. I mean, there are spoilers to the events of what happens within the DLC, but that's
kind of. But yeah, just be forewarned for that. If you're planning on playing, you don't want it to be spoiled.
Skip to the next half.
Yeah, do that. So, what is your opinion? First of all, can we really know how much this DLC costs?
I saw on Steam it was $15.
$15.
$15 Reno.
Wowie zowie! It must be full.
Well, here's the thing, guys.
content.
$15. That's $5 more than Fallout DLCs are.
No, they weren't 10.
I thought they were.
I think they're 15. No, I think you're right.
I think they are 10.
That is, let's see, $15 is the price of Borderlands 2 DLC, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Borderlands 2 DLC's hours and hours and hours of content, new weapons, new items, all those things.
Yeah, Fallout DLC also providing content and new weapons and exciting new things.
New story modes, like the whole thing's a story.
Yeah.
The hours of it,
It's
like
just
5
neat.
hours.
It's just neat.
So this Burial at Sea thing, you're getting basically that. You're getting a new weapon, one of them.
Yeah, you're gonna get one of those weapons. You're gonna get plasmids that
No, it's the same ones.
most of them were in the other games.
No,
yeah.
all of them. There's no new one.
I mean, there's Old Man Winter, which wasn't in Infinite, but it was in the other games.
Yeah, that is new. Kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of new.
And you're getting 2 hours of content.
At the most. At the absolute most.
2 hours. Now, here's what I'm saying, guys. I like where it's going, but it's just like it's short. Here's the deal. I said it to you earlier. It is $15 worth of production values. It is not $15 worth of content.
Yeah, it's
I know Ken Levine's in there working hard, making us a great game with an interesting thing, but it does not translate to me, the player, when I only get this short amount of content. I thought it was going to be a lot longer than it was. I got in there, and then they suddenly cut it off right there.
Well, the thing is, Minerva's Den wasn't even that short. Minerva's Den was probably maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that.
Really?
So you're talking probably double the length of what this was.
I was sure there was going to be more to this. Like, I know you're saying, but it's part one. Yeah, it's part one of two. $15 is way high for this.
It was way too high for literally what little you got.
Because I'm gonna go like here's the things that I remember happening.
Okay.
The quests that I remember happening. 1, get a mask. 2, get electrocuted for some reason. 3, go to this building. 4, do the vents.
Yeah, that's
it.
pretty much it.
That's all you did. I did it last night, guys. I started at 6 and I stopped for about 3 hours and then I was done.
Yeah, it was incredibly short, and
like you told me you'd finish it, and I was like, already?
Yeah,
like, yep.
Even I was like that. Here's the thing, guys. We're gonna get into a full on review and stuff, and I will preface mine by saying, if you like Burial at Sea and you didn't like Bioshock 2, you're a complete moron. You're an absolute idiot.
First of all, people.
No, I want you to know how stupid you are, because all the complaints that everybody has about Bioshock 2 could be so easily applied to Burial at Sea.
I don't understand anyone hating Bioshock 2 except for some of the more tedious missions.
Well, I mean, it's a whole thing. We're not going to get into it.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, if you didn't like Bioshock 2 and you like Burial at Sea, you're a moron. That's all there is to it.
I do very much love the setting. The problem is the setting is half the cool setting and half the other setting for about 5 minutes because it's only 10 minutes long.
That's true.
Because the first half is like, oh, you're in cool Rapture, that's all good still, neat. Then you go to this really cool setting I super like a lot, which is a sunken department store, basically.
Which is acting as a prison.
Which is basically Arkham Asylum, kind of, because you're basically trapped in a place with a bunch of madmen, and it's awesome.
It was a clever way to bring in the dystopian Rapture in
a very cool environment.
Yeah, because you couldn't play, and don't get me wrong, I would have loved a straight up L.A. Noire style Bioshock DLC.
Yeah, that'd been rad.
Where there wasn't a lot of combat and you were going around.
I never would have gotten anywhere, but it would have been cool.
You were going around shaking people down for answers. That would have been awesome.
No,
but they did a good job. They did it wasn't too shoehorned. How they brought in the desolate feel of Bioshock.
No, because it's not because they had mentioned before in the original Bioshocks they mentioned that they had sunk this thing.
Yeah,
they had mentioned the whole place, and I just want to make it clear that I really did love the scenario. I know that it's not in Colombia, whatever, blah blah blah. A lot of people could be mad about that, but this setting I felt was varied enough in one location, which I appreciated, and also I thought everything looked really cool. Which is, kind of what you expect, but I like it.
Yeah, it's all neat.
But you're only there for an hour.
Yeah.
Most of it is exploring that is extracurricular.
Yeah,
because
if you go straight through, it's going to be even shorter.
You could do it in maybe 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. Because I ended up getting lost and I ended up looking around for stuff because I was really enjoying the environment. But if I had gone straight to the quest, I could get it done in 30 minutes. I swear to you.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I think about it?
Well, yeah, that's what the show is, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I really actually did not like it.
What do you mean you didn't like it?
Okay.
I need to be more specific.
I was going to get into it.
Specificity is the soul of narrative.
I was going to get into it. I just wanted to preface it. Guys, you know D-Marks. I'm a
crazy Uncle D-Marks.
I go to bat for Infinite. I liked Infinite a lot. I know a lot of people didn't. I know a lot of people had problems with a lot of the stuff that went on, but I really liked Infinite. I liked that they were willing to take chances. I liked that.
I liked it too, for the most part.
It was a different focus. Yeah, for the most part, I really liked Infinite a lot. I did not like Burial at Sea, and I'll tell you some of the reasons why.
That's what I'm here for.
Number one, and this is not my biggest complaint, but number one.
Why is it number one, doofus?
Because it's just what I thought of first.
Ugh.
What?
I'm tired of your numbering system.
Dude, save the best for last. That's how it works.
Sorry, you're right.
Here's how a lot of it felt like to me. It felt like if you had a Soviet bloc Eastern European Bioshock knockoff. Because of the way that... Because, guys, it takes place in Rapture, but they didn't bring back any of the Rapture weapons, and you still had a weird Rapture skyhook. So what it felt like to me was like...
You mean Columbia skyhook?
What?
You mean Columbia-style skyhook?
No, you had a Rapture-style skyhook.
Oh, you're right.
The skyhook adapted for Rapture.
Sorry.
So you had one of those. So it felt to me it's just like... Yes, Bioshock in Rapture with Skyhook and revolver, right? And lever action shotgun. Put that all in there.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I totally don't agree with this at all,
dude. Because
I respect your viewpoint. I do not agree with this.
Because here's the deal, guys. They just ended up reskinning all the old.
I liked that they took the new things and kind of made a motif with the old stuff. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like it was knocking it off.
I felt like they should have reused some of those assets, and maybe they couldn't.
Because you're more crazily saying they should have taken the old assets from Bioshock 1 instead of making the new ones look even cooler.
I feel like they should have at least made the weapons look a little more Rapture-y, which I don't really think that they did.
I think they did, because they had some... I thought they did.
I especially the shotgun, that felt
I never picked up the shotgun because it was terrible in Infinite, and I wasn't going to pick it up.
I thought it was okay in Infinite, but that's
China Broom's awful. What are you talking about?
I used it fairly frequently.
Okay, whatever. Sorry.
Regardless, yeah. All right, so that's part of my thing. Again, that's not my biggest complaint. That's easily just the way I feel. That's just a style choice. But all right, are we gonna go into the story now? What little of it there be?
Yeah. Let me just address your previous point.
Okay.
I don't agree with what you said, period. I didn't feel like it was knocking off. I felt like they were trying to take the new stuff and kind of make it work with the old stuff, although it did feel like...
But there wasn't any hacking. There wasn't any... I thought it was really weird that there wasn't any hacking, and that, to me, stands out in a Bioshock game. Even if they'd just taken the line thing from Bioshock 2, which wasn't pipe dream.
I mean, you have possession the whole time. That's what it's for.
But you can't hack vending machines.
You can possess them.
Can you possess them?
Yeah. That's all I did.
I thought you could only possess machines.
Yeah, because it's just as though you had the new system in the old place, which I liked. I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with it. Anyway, sorry.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about the story.
Well, I want to briefly say that before we get into the story, that I did feel it was like I felt it was kind of a wank towards the old story.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it was kind of like them having the new characters be like, let's talk about Fontaine and Sinclair, as though they're admitting the previous story was better.
Well, I stand by, and I really, really, really stand by my old statement of this is Bioshock fan fiction.
No, it super is, and it's super weird.
Yeah, because it's just like, what happens if Elizabeth and Booker, they met up with Sandra Cohen in one of his wacky, debaucherous parties?
No, I just don't understand like why they have to... Because the whole thing is them just talking about like the events that were in Bioshock, and they're like, well, Fontaine and Sinclair, like they're just so happy about the old story being so good that like they completely get rid of the old stuff.
No, because like because I would have liked I would have more preferred what they did for Bioshock 2. Because in Bioshock 2, you had mention of Ryan, you had mention of Fontaine, but the focus was mostly on Lamb and the world that she had created around her. And they're introducing new characters, new concepts. What happened after Rapture, which a lot of people don't really care about as much, but I feel like at least there was an effort to be creative. Here you're right. It just feels like rehashing the old story and just being like, yeah, the first Bioshock was the best.
Like maybe in part 2 it will be more Infinite focused, which it seems like it's what it's implying it will be with the ending. But like it still feels like Ken Levine's just like, man, that was a good thing I wrote 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, sorry.
No, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so it's just kind of weird hearing Booker be like, yeah, I met up with Sue Chong and I punched Andrew Ryan in the dick.
I'm rough and tough.
Yeah, I'm a tough grumbler.
Well, the thing I will say about that is it is an alternate reality of the situation. So
yeah, that's
the easy answer.
Well, that is the easy answer, but honestly, I wasn't even sure of that.
Well, that's what I think the ending is implying. Can we briefly talk about the ending? Because I'm not sure I completely understood it.
Okay, yeah.
We already gave the spoiler alert.
Yeah, we already gave the spoiler alert.
Because what I'm assuming
but we're giving the super secret double spoiler alert.
What I'm assuming is this is the alternate reality where Comstock goes into Rapture pretending to be Booker because he's sad that his daughter got decapitated.
Yeah, so
but for some reason everyone's mad that he did that.
Well, I think it was more part of Elizabeth's whole thing about finding the other Comstocks, but it didn't make any sense to me because if you follow the end of Bioshock Infinite, Comstock shouldn't have existed in any universe because the Booker that would accept the baptism wouldn't have ever lived.
I've actually read theories about that it's actually totally wrong and that you'd have to actually go back to the part where the Lutesses lived in order to change the entire timeline.
That would make sense.
But that's a different story.
Well, also
that's the one problem I saw at the ending that everyone always talks about.
Well, also you would have to, if you're going by, and you'll have to forgive me for crossing my time travel franchise here, but if you're going by Quantum Leap specifications, Quantum Leap, you can't travel past the point of when time travel was created.
Right.
So they might be under the same deal. I don't know.
I don't think that's part of it.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But the point
regardless, do you know which one you are in this game, in the DLC?
You're Comstock.
You're Comstock. So Booker still is.
You are Booker turned Comstock turned Booker again.
Yeah. So you gave up on this stuff after you decapitated the thing.
Oh yeah, guys. So in Bioshock Infinite, Booker sold his daughter Anna to the Lutece, to the male Lutece, to give to Comstock so that he could have a future because he was rendered impotent by the science. And
science of anti-dong ray.
He was rendered impotent by the science. And in this particular skein of the universe, I guess, instead of pulling just Anna's finger through, because she has her finger cut off.
By a magic time thing. It's a big
magic
deal.
time thing. Her head gets cut off, so I guess she lost all her time powers then.
Well, I assume she died.
I assume she didn't get those.
Yeah, and he's really bummed about it.
Yeah, he feels really bad about it, so he just escapes to Rapture. He gets his memory wiped clean, I guess through the travel process, and then he gravitates towards this little girl named Sally, who ends up being captured and turns into a little sister.
Yeah.
That's the story.
And he's like kind of remembering it, but for some reason he's being tracked down by Elizabeth, who some reason still exists, despite just being decapitated.
Well, the thing is, she's there. Remember when when the baby's being pulled through, she's standing next to Comstock, telling him that he has to pull her all the way through.
Yeah.
So
Like I don't think we're gonna get the second part and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
because it just feels so like smushed in.
No,
man.
this feels jumbled.
Like it's just bleh, and then it's like whatever. I could have dealt with it because I was having fun playing the game. Because hold on, guys, I didn't mention that the ending part is literally 5 seconds. Like the part where we're talking about right now, that was maybe a 5-second flash. Because you're like, we're having a lot of fun. Elizabeth's kind of raunchy, and okay, no, it's over.
Oh, I will say Elizabeth is quite the dame in this one.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. She's also she's a seductress.
She's had sexy implants put in.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
which seems weird, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, but the whole thing is that the ending does feel really rushed, and
like if they're trying to make me excited for the second part, I would have been more excited if the first part was longer.
The thing is that, like, you go through all this crap, Elizabeth's helping you out, but then she just has you killed.
Yeah, she's just like randomly like, and then I'm done with it.
Yeah, and then she's like, but now I'm mad at you. Also, that Big Daddy's still alive.
Yeah, what is that? Because you're like, she's like, you got to find your daughter, and then you find her, and then she's a little sister, and then then Elizabeth's like, well, you're going to pay for that. What?
I don't think it's that. I think she was still mad that Comstock created Columbia in the first place.
What?
That's what I had always assumed it was. That was just like part of her getting vengeance on Comstock for creating Columbia.
But it's not even the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't think... I don't even care for like a conclusion on this story because it's all like just jumbled nonsense.
The thing is, I even went back to the wiki and I read what had happened, and I still was like, it didn't solve anything for me. I wasn't like, oh,
like it's not only like something that is not properly explained; it's not that interesting. Like you had in Infinite, you had an interesting story that was concise, and you're like, that was a good feeling. I feel satisfied because of that. But this half of a thing that's barely any time, you're just like, ugh.
No, because like that's one of the reasons why I like Minerva's Den so much, guys. Is because Minerva's Den was, for those of you who don't know, I think I've explained this before, but in case I haven't, Minerva's Den, you're playing as a different Big Daddy who has to interact with a different part of Rapture that doesn't have anything to do with Reiner Fontaine.
Which exists. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, and I would have loved that for a Bioshock Infinite thing. Because it would have been so cool, just being like you have a regular Infinite citizen, or regular Columbia citizen who's just chilling out, and then all of a sudden, like the Vox Populi are suddenly in power, and he and his family become fugitives, and you have to stay one step ahead of them and do all this crap. It would have been awesome.
Been so easy.
It would have been so cool. Or just do one of like the hundreds of Bookers that definitely existed. The Booker Vox Populi guy. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of chance. Like, I really don't.
And those are things that everybody wanted, too. Like, everyone was like, Vox Booker. Everyone wanted Vox Booker.
Like, we all were like, this is a stupid idea for a DLC. But, like, I wanted to be there and be on it. I was like, all right, I like the idea of Rapture. I like this stuff.
That's what I said early on. I was like, I think it's weird, but when I play it, I know I'm going to love it. And I was wrong. Guys, you heard it here first. I was wrong about something.
Because like I was playing it and I was like getting into it. I was like, all right, I like this. I like this stuff. I like what's going on here. I like the look of everything. I like the way the game's playing.
I liked it right up until the last part.
Like that's the thing. Because like I was getting in there. I was like, all right, I enjoy the time they put into this. I enjoy the clear production values here. But then when it ended, not even like an hour of play through. Like I seriously, I could beat that game in 30 minutes. I could beat the DLC in 30 minutes at most.
I didn't see the ending coming in the worst possible way. Because I never would have thought they would have done that. because it's so dumb.
And it just hits you so immediately at the most like unclimactic part. Because you're like, there's your first big oh, okay, that's the end of it.
Yeah, you're just like, oh no, remember those big daddies, those are tough. Nah.
Like, it's the most like, they could have made any kind of climactic fight. It is one big daddy who is easily slain by a skyhook smack.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. It's not that hard of a fight. It's a stupid part to end it because you're just, like, first seeing something. You're not attached to anything. Like, you don't understand who you are at all. And none of the story is explained. Then it just ends. Whatever. Guys, do I recommend you buy it? No. I got it for free. Yeah. Because I had a season pass because I bought a guide. So that's that.
Guys, I can't recommend it.
Wait until part 2 comes out, and then maybe, if they're both on sale. Because this is not... The gameplay's great, the production values are there, the setting is cool, but it's not... Yeah, it's not there.
I was disappointed, guys.
Whatever. Let's
I'll see you later.
Clean our palate with a song.
Guys, welcome back.
Guys, it's the show again. Here we are. That song, I bet you it was great.
#1 show.
What? We're #1?
Yep, #1 in my heart.
Well, that's not an easy thing to get.
No, it really is not.
Guys, I'll have you know, it took a long time for us to get there.
Yeah. I was a big fan of other things for a very long time. Yeah.
Like you loved the dog show?
Yep.
Honestly, who doesn't love a good dog show? Do you think I could win a dog show if I tried hard enough?
Yeah, probably. I think you need a good costume, though.
Yeah, I wonder who you hire for those kind of costumes.
Furries?
No, those always look like mascot things, man. Here's the thing. You've never seen a furry do a actually realistic dog costume. They're always like, it's the Pittsburgh pit bull or something. It's always like some nonsense animal that's like not even a real thing.
What are the Pittsburgh pit bulls? I feel like they're...
I just made it up.
I feel like they're the Pittsburgh lacrosse team.
Probably.
There you go.
Probably. Like, dude, it's always like that. Like, why do they want to do it with mascots, man? You know?
Because I think mascots are the closest you get to an anthropomorphic deal.
Yeah, I guess. Man, that's sad. I feel bad for all the Mickeys and Minnie Mouses out there getting inappropriately touched in Disney World. You know?
Dude, I feel like sometimes they're the ones doing the inappropriate touching.
You think so? You think they're all furries?
No, I feel like I just feel like they might grow.
You think they're pedophiles?
I was thinking possibly.
You think it'd be easy for if a pedophile wanted to, that'd be a good job for them.
I was talking more of ladies of age.
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, okay. I'm willing to get on that train. I'm good.
Sign me up.
I'm not into mascots, but I'll do it.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. So
you don't want to talk about furries anymore? Okay.
No, we're good with that. Tom, I have a question though.
What?
Because I was confused about something from the last.
Guys,
segment.
I'll bet you a lot of people are confused.
How did you play Bioshock the game thing?
Guys, Ken Levine shipped me off to his personal island.
What?
That was under the sea. And he said, Tom C., it's time to play Bioshock.
Weirdly enough, it was under the sea and in the air at the same time.
Yeah, well, he flew me to it. The plane crashed, and I went down a bathysphere. Guys, no. Any observant listener would know, well, maybe, that I have some exciting news for the Suns fans, and that I finally, after 3 long weeks, at least 3 weeks, I got a new gaming computer.
Woo!
Yeah! So guys, as you may know, I built my previous computer because I'm kind of a computer building guy. It's kind of a passion. I enjoy the finer things in computer building.
The pageantry of it.
Well, yeah. And my previous system was really, really powerful, and this one's even better. Guys, I'm going to tell you the specs of it, so if you don't care about the technical mumbo-jumbo, you can get lost, because this is what this is all about. So, guys, my previous build was an AMD build. It was a 6-core whatever. It was if you really care, it's 1100T Black Edition. Nobody cares. Anyway,
I'm listening to you talk.
with my current system, guys, I got it recently. It's about $1,400. I'm doing this so like if we get robbed again, I'll have like a confirmation that I totally actually owned it. Right now I got an Intel 4700K. It is super duper good, and a bunch of other crap. Video card's like a 7950, and it's really, 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 really fast. So, guys, we're basically back in business for anything we want to do.
Woohoo!
Like, because this thing's real good at video editing. It's really good at editing a podcast, but what isn't, except for those laptops? Basically, it's really fast. Guys, I implore you to think about building your own computers, because it is incredibly easy. This is probably the easiest build I've ever done.
And it's really cool.
I think it's cool, too. This is probably the easiest build I ever did. I don't know why. I got a good case this time. But, yeah. What should we talk about this? Now I think about it.
Well, what have you been christening your new system with in terms of games?
Well, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Guys, we all know that when we didn't have the computer, when I only had the laptop, I was playing a lot of Mountain Blade because that plays. I was playing a lot of Civ 5, but now that I have the computer back, we can play more powerful things.
You can play the real deals.
Literally the first game I played with it on was Burial at Sea. Like, that's literally the first thing I got in there. Because I was like, sweet, let's do it. And then I was like, oh, it's done now. Now we need to find something else to do.
Oh, right.
And then I did play some Rome 2. Rome 2 actually can run pretty good on this.
That's exciting.
Like, weirdly. They did just do a new beta patch for that game. It's beta patch 7, which is a big patch, but still not perfect game, but it runs perfectly fine on my system.
There's a new DLC coming out soon.
There was a Blood and Gore patch.
There's
a Nomadic Tribes patch.
Yeah, they released that, and then they're talking about a new one, the Bactroy.
I actually didn't know anything about this.
Yeah, that's it's not confirmed yet, but they think that might be the next Civ that they introduce.
Boy, I can't wait to play as the famous Bactroys.
They get cataphracts.
So do someone else.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure a few people do. The Persians should get them.
I think they do. Yeah, but no, I still like Rome 2, but
I think the Macedons do too.
Maybe. All I know is
Sons of Macedon.
Rome is really hard. Like, Rome 2 is surprisingly hard. I don't know what they're doing, but like they really upped the AI to make it incredibly difficult. Like, I've been losing fights I should have won all the time. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, it runs really smooth, and I'm super jazzed about this PC. Because I can really do anything I feel like. Like, really, it's great. Like, really great. Like, it was a hard time, but now I feel like refreshed so that I can play anything again.
Dude, what were you playing just when I got over here?
Well, I've been playing Skyrim a little bit for some reason.
Dude, I'm super jealous. I've been really in a Skyrim mood.
Sometimes you get in a Skyrim mood. I think it's because it's so cold out lately.
Yeah, I get that. It's definitely a winter game.
Then I'm getting into the sky snowy stuff.
Yeah, Skyrim's definitely a winter game, and in New Vegas, it's definitely a summer game.
Although we are going to probably play more New Vegas, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to say?
Got to warm our bones.
We do have to warm our bones.
Warm our bones.
I was going
to go see a Gore show.
Dude, we should see a Gore show. Do they still do shows?
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway, no, I'm playing Skyrim. That game is. I hope I want to be one of those guys who actually likes that game instead of a guy who just picks it up every so often.
I like it. It never.
There's some people who put serious hours in it.
I do realize that.
I don't know how to be those people.
It's a fun game. I like exploring it. I like learning about stuff, but like
I feel like that game though, you just have to really actually play it like super passively. Like you have to not care about levels. You have to not care about anything but quests and just like do things.
Dude, I really hope that they implement a lot of some of the stuff at least from it into possibly a new Fallout game. Sorry, guys. There's the cat at the door. It's very distracting.
Yeah, guys, if you didn't notice, there's actually a lot of talk of Fallout 4 being announced probably next month.
Yeah, because if you go to Survivor 2299, I believe is the site.
Yep.
It's a countdown clock.
Jeez, man, the cat's long gone now.
Yeah, it's tough.
There's a countdown clock.
It's a countdown clock. But it has the it's to my birthday.
Wow.
It is on my birthday.
No way.
Yeah, so
Happy
it has
all right.
Okay, yeah, so it's thesurvivor229.com. And I'm looking at it right now, and it is a countdown clock for 22 days, 17 hours, and 24 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
Which ends on December 11th, my birthday!
Yeah.
Yeah.
December 11th, 1908.
Yep, that's the one. And according to Tom C. over there, if you look at some of the coding that's on the page...
There is a lot of hints about areas in Massachusetts and generally the Northeast, which to you Fallout fans translates to the Commonwealth.
Which is exciting.
Which is really exciting because that's a cool location for this.
That's a really cool idea. Also, maybe we'll go back to the pit. That'd be rad.
Also, it's a new Fallout game. That's all I care about.
That's really the only requirement I needed.
It's been 6 years.
Has it really been 6 years?
2008.
Damn.
Right? Right? It was 2008?
I think it might have been 2009. But even so,
that's still a long time.
Still a long time.
But it's not coming out till at least 2014, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
No, guys, it's really great news because we were itching. New Vegas is still fun, but I don't even care.
I'm surprised it's lasted this long. I'm still not bored with it.
I'm surprised they took this long to get it out. It's really weird that Bethesda... hold on. It's weird that Bethesda only can work on one series at a time. It is weird that's the case.
I mean, they're a smaller company.
I know, but come on. Both those games are huge moneymakers.
Well, also the thing is that it's not even the same. It's not even the same studios.
Really?
Yeah, because well, I guess it is because the Black Isle people,
shows what you know.
Because the Black Isle people went over to Bethesda. Well, no, because they're not both made by Obsidian.
Who even knows if Obsidian's going to make this one?
I got to imagine, right?
I got to imagine too.
Okay, we were both wrong. It's 2010.
Ugh, still going to be 5 years, which is all right.
No, it's not only going to be. If it comes out next year, it'll only be 4, because that's how math works.
Oh yeah, math. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
But no, any news is good news as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
everyone's excited.
There was tease about it a few months ago because the guy who did Three Dog was talking about how
he's still talking about it.
He was doing recording for it, and we might get some more of the dog, some hair of the dog.
Honestly, there's no reason you couldn't.
That bit our hearts.
Massachusetts is not that far from DC.
Yeah,
especially with this new antenna that reaches the Mars.
Yeah, that should go to space. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting news, guys.
What's really exciting is that the hopefully, and I believe this is the case, you're gonna have it'll be the first East Coast Fallout game, assuming that it does take place in the Commonwealth. It'll be the first East Coast Fallout game that J.E. Sawyer and his team will be working on. Guys, for those of you who don't know, J.E. Sawyer is he's my heart dream in terms of video game guys. One of them at least. And he was the guy who first came up with Fallout and Fallout 2, and he did both of those games.
He did Wasteland.
He helped with Wasteland, and he didn't do work on 3 because that's when Bethesda took over, but he did do Fallout New Vegas, and now with 4, I'm hoping he and his team will be doing that because New Vegas is very good.
Yeah,
and I hope for more of the same.
Yeah, no, it would be really, really great. Although 3 had its own things, we all know
3 was not a bad game. That's what got us into Fallout.
We all want to see what a J.E. Sawyer would do with the East Coast.
Yeah.
Because he'd probably take you to exotic locations like,
dude, we might get
Amish country.
Dude, we might get our dream of New York.
Yeah, that should have been the whole game. I mean, it might still be the whole game. Now I think about it.
That's true.
You might just have some locations in the Commonwealth. No, that would be awesome. Like, totally awesome. And everyone would like it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a list of people who would like it. Everybody. Okay,
because here's the deal. If we're assuming it's in the Commonwealth, which most people assume to be focused around MIT and Boston.
Yeah, which is accurate.
Yeah, because they talk about the Institute a few times. So up there, you're going to have New York. That's pretty close by. You might be able to go to, like, westerly towards, like, Lake Erie and that kind of area.
Yeah.
Let's see what else you got.
Maybe you'll have skiing in Maine. No?
Radioactive skiing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong with that. A lot of crabs.
Yeah, you're definitely going to see a lot of... Mirelurks are definitely going to come back.
Yeah, they're going to be all over the place.
So, yeah, guys, we're really excited.
Maybe you'll have sweet boats or something.
Dude, I want more boats, because in the Point Lookout was the best DLC.
Dude, there wasn't a single boat in that desert of New Vegas, except there was.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is weird. No, guys, it's really exciting. You know where...
boat?
You know where there's a boat in the the Sand Lake. What was it? The Dry Lake?
Really?
Dry Lake Avonpaw?
I don't remember that.
Well, there was. Sorry.
I remember the Scavengers platform. That was always cool.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't. It was a sunken boat.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It was a sunken boat above water.
Yeah, guys, you know we're Fallout guys, and even though Skyrim's whatever, it was not that long ago since Skyrim came out. Whatever, I don't care about that. Like I was an Elder Scrolls guy until Fallout 3 came out.
Well, what I don't want them to happen is be like, we have to get ready for Elder Scrolls Online, so it's not going to come out till 2015. I want it to come out this year or next
14,
year.
Yeah. No, guys, nobody cares about Elder Scrolls Online.
Dude, it's you know what I found out? It's going to be a pay service, so nobody's going to play it.
Yeah, even no one. First of all, everyone's like going away from the pay subscription thing.
Yeah, everybody is doing that
because
newer Old Republic's free to play now.
You're seeing a lot of free to play games in general because they're easy money.
Yeah,
Fudgin' War Thunder was free to play, and I gave them some money for premium services and stuff sometimes.
They did.
Because it was a fun game. Anyone would do that.
Yeah, and when you're already dropping $60 for the software and then paying a monthly subscription fee,
no.
That's what BioWare/EA learned about Old Republic, because they had to change that fast because nobody wanted to play it.
Also because it was a terrible glitchy mess.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We don't talk about that part.
I literally don't know anything about that.
Oh, it was a huge disaster and it sucked a lot.
Oh,
but no, yeah, no, that's not good. Like, what? How do I tell somebody that they're clearly wrong?
No, I don't know.
Stop?
I don't know what they could be thinking.
It's like this kid's playing with a gun and he keeps playing with it, and there's bullets in it. I know there's bullets in it. I'm like, you got to stop, but he won't listen. He's like covering his ears and junk. He's putting one of the barrels in his ear. I'm just like, stop it.
He's trying to brush his teeth with it.
I'm like, hold on. This is a mistake. There's like burglars coming too, and he could shoot the burglars. He knows how to do it. But instead he's like goofing around. Like, he's like, I can stick it up my butt or whatever. And he's not killing the burglars. He's wasting time with this incredible thing and just goofing around. Trying to kill himself.
Also, guys, one of the other people who worked on the Fallout team is a guy named Chris Avellone, which I might be pronouncing that name wrong.
Chris Baloney.
Crispy Baloney.
I like that.
But he's also working.
Fried bologna. Can we do that?
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
All right.
He's also working on a little something right now, which is an expansion for FTL, which I'm really excited about.
Guys, FTL just announced it was having a free expansion pack next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Guys, guess what? I played FTL. Still somehow one of the best games ever made.
It's one of the most fun games you'll find. If
no,
you like
seriously,
that kind of
I don't know how it works, but you're just always like, I'm having so much fun exploring space.
You're like, wow, this run's fun too. Okay, this one is too.
No, it never stops being fun or cool.
But now there's even more stuff, more weapons, more random events.
Yeah.
Chris Baloney's on it.
Yeah, dude.
It's going to be great. You can't lose.
Yeah, guys. Also, you can't lose if you go and find the recently released Metal Gear Solid day mission that they did gameplay for.
Day mission.
Yeah, guys, it's really cool. They go into a sneaking mission with your best friend, Snake, and you're sneaking into the same base that you're supposed to be sneaking into to rescue Chico and Amanda. Mm-hmm. What they showed in the trailers. You remember that?
Yeah.
But it's during the daytime, and it's just like a regular mission for something, I don't know. But it looks really cool. They showed a couple of the features off. They don't have health bars, at least from what they showed. They have regenerating health, which I could go without in a Metal Gear Solid game.
Yeah.
But I realize it's supposed to be a little more action-packed than other ones have been. Which is generally the direction that Metal Gear Solid games have been moving in. If
they have a potential for like missions and day and night and like regular missions and stuff, that's definitely a Peace Walker-ish idea.
Yeah, definitely. One thing they did show, which was really cool, was you know how in Peace Walker you could do the thing where you could combo CQC?
Yeah, it was the best thing ever.
Yeah, you can do that again still. But also, what's really cool is if you're fighting someone in CQC, you can actually take their weapon and immediately use it against them with the same button push.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's real cool.
No, the game's going to be unbelievably good.
Yeah, guys. It's
going to be a big joke.
Like, as we said before, it's being released in 2 parts. Phantom Pain is supposed to be coming out first quarter next year, which is very exciting, 2014. And then they haven't given a release date on Phantom Pain, but that's supposed to take place 9 years after Ground Zeroes.
And it's going to be the bee's knees.
Guys, we want to hear from you about all the stuff we just talked about.
Guys, we're so glad to be back.
Maybe you liked Burial at Sea and you think I'm a moron.
Maybe you like Burial at Sea and I think you're a moron.
Maybe you like Burial at Sea and you want me to pronounce
it right. Maybe
Muriel,
whatever.
Maybe you like Courage the Cowardly Dog and you want to say Muriel.
No one said that. Who would say that? The old guy?
Dude, yes.
Eustace?
Yes, Eustace said it.
He never said her name.
Dude, he so did. Also, Courage said it from time to time.
Courage couldn't speak English. He was a dog.
Dude, but he would sometimes give nodding winks to the camera.
Pro tip, didn't like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
I love Courage the Cowardly Dog.
It was a scary show. I was a young man. I
can
scared.
understand that. It's not for everyone, but I like Courage.
Yeah, there's a lot of scary stuff that happened in that show.
Oh,
Real scary.
No, absolutely. There's no question about it.
Mad scary. It is no part in a kid's show.
No, it was really scary, but I always like Courage.
There's one episode where the grown-ups die, and then Courage at the end of the show is like making them into marionettes because he misses them.
No, it's a whole thing. There's nothing good happens in Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Just somebody kill the dog, man. His life sucks. I don't know, guys. Email us.
But I always like the fact that he likes Muriel so much.
Yeah, but it's scary. He's gonna have a terrible. He's like a cursed dog. Can we admit that?
I think in one episode they talk about how they lived on a cursed farm.
Well, it's clearly cursed. Everyone's cursed, and the dog's cursed.
Guys, you should talk about Courage the Cowardly Dog by sending us emails.
You should email us. You should comment on the YouTube, which we are going to restart some Let's Plays once we start doing them.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Because I only got the computer like 2 days ago, so cut me some slack. But yeah, we're going to get back rolling with all of our stuff that you guys love so much.
We're hard at work for you.
And we're going to roll out of this episode with our classic Speed Reviews.
Tom, this is the top 10 games that involve the sea.
Tom C?
Yeah. Tom, number 10, The Hunt for Red October.
I can't believe there's a Hunt for Red October game. What do you play?
That's what I said.
Sean Connery and you just swoon all the ladies all day? It sounds great. 10 out of 10. Resident Evil Revelations.
This isn't so much a water game so much as it is about Bible camp for Jill Valentine. She learns all about the book of Revelations and the prophecy about the end times. Gets a 666 out of 10. Number 8, The Secret of Monkey Island.
The secret of Monkey Island is that it's an island of monkeys. They kind of say it right in the name. Pretty bad secret. 1 out of 10. Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin is a science simulator that tells you all about how dolphins communicate with echolocation. And it's real neat. 10 out of 10. Number 6, Endless Ocean.
Endless Ocean is the game for the Wii, and as far as I know, it sounds more like a TV show, so I guess it's 0 out of 10. Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City.
Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City has much too long of a name, so I didn't play it. It gets a 3 out of 10. Number 4, XCOM, The Terror from the Deep.
XCOM is a series where it's really unfair, and the RNG screws you over at every single opportunity, and this one's no different, so it gets a 0 out of 10. Sid Meier's Pirates.
Sid Meier's Pirates is a game by Sid Meier, and I'm assuming it's just civilization with pirates. So you have to create all your pirate Elizabeth the Firsts and do some stuff. Culture victories, 10 out of 10. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that plays punk rocker Henry Rollins fighting off the minor threat Ian McKay, and you're killing all the discourses and other punk bands.
For the record, I feel like that's a little too recent.
Yeah, well, it could still be the best. 10 out of 10. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
The game where I was playing Wind Waker a lot, and I really want to play it because that was a great game.
Yeah, it's a really good game.
10 out of 10. Guys, we're going to see you next week.